And we're back for episode 3, right? Episode 2 was a tremendous success. The ratings are in. All the fans were commenting below. Hip to my trip said, thank God, right? Do we love God? We love God. For this young man, wow, young, right? I haven't been called that in a while. Keep them coming. Laughter is what the world needs more of. Upside down smiley face emoji / the fist, right? We love the fist. That's a great emoji. The Rowdy Sloth said, this is unreal, right? Unreal. My whole life is unreal, frankly. LOL. Never thought you could pull off the longer format, but you did it. Look, like I said, back to my whole life, okay? Pulling off long formats. It's what I do, and I do it so strongly that I could, and the people know. I could see you, you know. So anyways, moving on. Big news this week. The Queen, the beautiful Queen Elizabeth, passed away. May she rest in peace. First off, moment of silence for the Queen. There we go. Wow, what a great moment of silence, right? I think as moments of silence go, that was a good one. R.I.P. And I think back to the times, I had lots of tremendous times with the Queen. We had a wonderful relationship with the Queen. I remember one time I was in England. I get a text, once again, early in the morning. I look at my phone, and it's Queen Elizabeth. And she says, Dawn, ... you up, ? She's asking if I was awake. And I'm like, well, frankly, of course I'm up. I'm always up, okay? I'm always up because I'm winning. Turns out, looks like the Queen wanted to, they call it the kids sparing hook up, right? She wanted to hook up. But I wouldn't do that to my wonderful wife, even with royalty, because I'm such a loyal guy. But, yeah, the Queen wanted to hook up. And, very interesting, frankly, not really my type. Okay, I'm not going to rate the Queen on a scale of 1 to 10, but, I'm not going to go there. Wouldn't be more than a 4, but once again, out of respect, I'm not going to go there with the Queen. But look, before the Queen passed away, right before, her last phone call was to me. A lot of people don't know this. And she said, Dawn, I want to use my last breaths to tell you to run for president again. Her last thing she said, and Harry would be right there with you with crazy Meghan, and they can attest, right, if they're honest. She said, Mr. Trump, I want you to make America great again, and then flatlined. Incredible, right? Now, look, folks, all of a sudden, Crooked Hillary starts a podcast, okay? All of a sudden, very interesting timing. I start a podcast, tremendous numbers. And then who pops up saying, oh, hey, I'm going to do a podcast now, is none other than Crooked Hillary Clinton with her daughter, Chelsea. Okay, there's another beauty. Okay? And they're calling it Gutsy Women. Okay, Gutsy Women. And who's their first guest? Some chick named Megan Thee Stallion. I don't know what the hell's gutsy about Megan Thee Stallion. You want to talk about gutsy women, you got to have on Diamond and Silk, which, by the way, I'm going to have on very shortly. Those are gutsy women, right? Standing up for what's right. What the hell is Megan Thee Stallion standing up for? Twerking? I don't know what the hell's going on, but I want to know what is Bill doing when they're interviewing these gutsy women, right? I want to know what the hell is Bill doing. I mean, I have an idea, okay? And I might have some documents in the basement that might know what Bill is doing while they're interviewing Megan Thee Stallion, okay? But, we're not going to get into that because, look, I'm not a snitch. But if I were Crooked Hillary or little Chelsea, not so little anymore, frankly, I would be saying, what is Bill doing while we're interviewing these nasty, gutsy women, okay? That I can tell you. Maybe a little bit of a Freudian slip there, okay? Very strongly. But anyways, folks, we have some great news. The polls are in. My people were doing internal polling very strongly, and we've got some poll numbers here. Out of the Republican potential candidates, including Mike Judas Pence, okay, Donald Trump has 120% of the support, okay? And I'm thinking 120, I mean, that's more than 100. How do I have more than 100? turns out perhaps even the illegals, the people coming into our country pouring in illegally, they want Trump too. I think even the illegals agree that we need stronger border security. That I could tell you. And in terms of Biden's poll numbers, sleepy Joe Biden, I call it the Benadryl administration, he is polling at one person wants sleepy Joe Biden. Can you believe it? I mean, I could believe it, but one. Have you ever heard of such a thing? One guy? And I wonder who that is, right? I don't think it's his wife, because I have some documents which I'm about to unbox for you people. Some interesting facts about his wife, Jill, the doctor. But I think it's got to be his son, Hunter, right? That's the only person that it could be, right? And I also have some very interesting information about Joe. He might have a drug addiction himself, right? I mean, how do you have right? I mean, normally you tell the friends and family, frankly, to intervene, but how do you intervene? How do you have an intervention when the whole family, the whole posse is all on drugs, right? I mean, frankly, I think in that case you're screwed, and you're screwed very strongly. Well, folks, it's time for another official unboxing of documents. There we go. Right here, okay? Declassified, okay? In the name of the Father, Don Jr., and Ivanka, I now pronounce you declassified, okay? Believe me. What do we have here? Wow, look at this. Jill Biden, wife of President Sleepy Joe Biden, once again from the Pentagon, is having a sexual affair with, whoa, this is Frank, wow, talk about a reveal, talk about a scoop, is having an affair with Karen Jean-Pierre, the Biden administration's press secretary. Wow, who saw that coming? Okay, an affair with a woman, which, by the way, I have a tremendous relationship with every letter of the alphabet community, especially the L's, okay? But that's very interesting, and I think it's a disgrace to cheat on your husband while he's dying, really. She should be by his bedside, right? Nursing him, right? Blending up his breakfast, not having sex with their press secretary, who happens to be a woman. It's very interesting. And I think Jean-Pierre could do much better than Jill, okay? That I could tell you. Furthermore, the president himself has developed a serious drug addiction. Whoa. To Benadryl, and several West Wing staffers have reported seeing him make trips to the bathroom to snort it. Wow. And he needs an intervention. But how the hell do you have an intervention when your whole family's fucked up, right? I mean, how do you intervene when everybody needs intervening, right? It's like, let's intervene. Well, no, he was actually planning one on you. It's like a whole cluster of intervening. I mean, frankly, it's a disgrace. I've never taken Benadryl in my life, never even had a drink, okay? The only thing I do is Diet Coke. And Jesus, I believe in the Lord Christ, right? Very strongly. He died to make America great again, and that's what I'm doing too. Also, next in the news, Governor Ron DeSantis was spotted at a Harry Styles concert. I have the news report right here. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis was spotted attending a Harry Styles concert solo, not with his children or with his wife or any friends, but by himself. Very interesting. Ron was quoted as saying, "Harry has curly brown locks with twinkling, cute green eyes." Very interesting. And dimples. Harry's gender-bending persona, along with his refusal to assimilate to traditional gender roles, makes him an icon to many men my age, especially me. Go Harry. P.S. Love your dance moves. It's very interesting. I had no idea Ron was such a fan of Harry, frankly, Styles. That's very interesting. I think I had him on The Apprentice once, fired him episode 1. Not my style. I'm more of I like the YMCA, right? YMCA, right? Do we love that song? But Harry. I mean, that's very interesting. I mean, I don't know too many guys his age that are into Harry Styles. I mean, look, I'm not judging, right? Everybody has a taste in music, but I mean, Harry Styles, that wouldn't be my first choice. That's all I'm saying. Would not be my first choice. There's also a lot of young girls there, right? It's very interesting that he's hanging around these young girls. But anyways, look, if you want to look at Harry, that's fine, but I don't know if that's presidential material. I don't know if the American people want a guy who's fanboying for Harry Styles as their commander-in-chief, okay? But that's just me. That's just me, okay? We're all into what we're into. Today's episode was brought to you very strongly by our sponsor, My Pillow, okay? I have a tremendous relationship with the owner of this company, Mike Lindell, who, by the way, Mike was treated so unfairly, swatted while he's in line at a drive-thru this past weekend. And we're rooting for Mike, and my attorneys are looking into his case very strongly. He's being treated so unfairly by the crooked feds, right? We don't like the feds, except for the good ones, but we don't like the bad ones, and there's a lot of bad ones. But, you know, look, I have a great relationship with Mike, and Mike loves me. You know, Mike took his My Pillow commercials down from Fox News when they wouldn't support me when I lost the election, and I gotta say, you know, that's a lot. Okay, the guy gave up a lot of money for me, okay? And I mean, I'll be honest, I mean, it's almost like a little gay, like how devoted he is to me. You know what I mean? Like, look, the election, in my opinion, was rigged so strongly, and he supports me. But to lose, I mean, the guy gave up $300 million for Trump, and I'm very thankful. And I use the My Pillow every night of the week. But I mean, I can't help but think that maybe he likes me for more than just, you know, me signing deals and bills in the Oval Office. You know, he's another guy who sends me 3 a.m. texts, okay? Like the Queen, may she rest in peace. But I mean, look, there's nothing wrong with sending 3 a.m. texts, but I mean, like, is he back on the crack? I hope not. I hope he's not hanging out with Hunter. But look, we love Mike, but in a very platonic way. I hope Mike understands that. And I appreciate you so much. But, you know, he's like, oh, do you want to hang out? You want to take a weekend up to go to Aspen and go skiing? You know, we could share a room. And I'm like, look, Mike, I love you, okay? I support you. But I'm not going to go skiing with you in Aspen, okay? I don't like the snow. I'm here in sunny Florida, planning and plotting, doing deals, finding ballots all over the place, which is what you should be doing too. It's what you should be doing. But look, we support Mike, and we love him very strongly, and we're going to bail him out of jail, okay? Believe me. And look, frankly, I will federally mandate when I'm back in office that all prisoners, okay? And look, I got all the prisoners out, okay? Biden did the crime bill because he's a ferocious racist against the African Americans, but I let them all out, okay? Lil Wayne, Kodak Black. You know, I have great compassion for the prisoner people in the inner cities, and I'm going to mandate that all prisoners will get My Pillows when I get back in office. So, look, I mean, not only do we have fans, highly educated, poorly educated, everything in between, also a lot of people in prison watch this show, and they write to me, they say, Donald, it gives us hope that we could turn our lives around by watching you. We can make ourselves great again. And really, that's why I do this, okay? Believe me. The prison reform, okay? The African Americans know that I've done more for them than Abraham Lincoln, okay? I went to one of those psychic people, right? They talk, the mediums, right? They talk to the people passed away. I went to one. They said, a president, is there a president in the audience? And I said, right here. And they said, another president by Abe Lincoln wants me to let you know that you've done more for the African Americans than I did. And I said, okay, Abe, thank you. Tremendous. So anyways, speaking of African Americans in the news, rapper P&B Rock was fatally shot at a Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles after his girlfriend put up their location, okay, on social media. This is why I tell Barron, don't put your location on there because the haters and losers are going to be after you, right? Because they hate winners, okay? And P&B Rock was a winner, okay? He happened to be dining at Roscoe's Frankly Chicken and Waffles, which, Look, I love chicken and I love waffles. I've never had them together, but I hear it's good. So imagine you're dining at a Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles, okay? And then some guy comes in, boom, and shoots you. Can you believe it? And it's a disgrace. You know, these rappers are dropping like flies. It's like I get them out of jail, but then Sleepy Joe just has them killed with his policies. You got Young Dolph, passed away, murdered, Pop Smoke, Nipsey Hussle. And look, what's interesting is in these documents, like I have documents, right? And they say what's going on. Young Dolph, a Chicago guy, it turns out Young Dolph was murdered in the street by none other than Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot. Look into it. Google it. Google it very strongly. Okay? I'm a truth teller, okay? And I'm going to expose Lori Lightfoot. Instead of fixing the broken school system, the gun violence on the streets, she herself is going around doing drive-bys. They call them drive-bys. She gets into her little mayor motorcade, nowhere near as big as the presidential motorcade, that I can tell you. She gets in there, and she goes around shooting young black rappers. It's a disgrace, okay? And we're going to get to the bottom of it. That I could tell you. Believe me. And also, Kanye, I signed a deal with Kanye. He just left Gap because they're treating him so unfairly. He's like me. He's got a big, beautiful brain, right? And Kanye and I are working together. We signed a deal. We're going to do Balenciaga mega hats, okay? They're going to be encrusted with diamonds, collector's items, and frankly, they're going to be huge. And then, I think he's going to get back with Kim, although I think he could do much better. I think she was tainted by that drug addict, Pete Davidson. You see him at the Emmys presenting an award, right? With the jaw gymnastics. The guy's clearly on coke or crack or whatever the hell. Probably hanging out with Hunter. The guy's got a Hillary Clinton tattoo. He's a sick, sick person. And me and Kanye are going to be releasing our Balenciaga mega hats very soon. They actually are attached to socks that go down your whole body. So it's 85% sock and 15% hat because, most of the body is covered by the sock and then the hat covers the last 15%. That was Kanye's idea, actually. Guy's a total genius when it comes to the fashion world. That I could tell you. He's a smart guy. He's not going out to Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles and putting up his location. That I could tell you. Today's episode is sponsored in part by Trump Brain. Even the haters and losers can turn their life around by trying Trump Brain. Mike in Pensacola, Florida said, before I tried Trump Brain, my girlfriend left me. I had no money, and I was willing to give it all up. But then he picked up the phone and dialed 1-800-TRUMP-BRAIN, and for just 4 easy payments of $49.99.99, now has a beautiful girlfriend about to be his wife, owns 17 small businesses all up and down the coast of Florida, and is now doing TED Talks about how great trying Trump Brain is. 2 pills a day, you're going to be winning so big. That I could tell you very strongly. Trump Brain, which you could also find on Infowars.com. We're doing a partnership with Alex, who, by the way, great guy, tremendous relationship. He was treated so unfairly in that trial. Just one warning, Trump Brain is for normal people or below normal people. I tried Trump Brain myself, and I actually had to be hospitalized because I already have a Trump Brain. So you have a Trump Brain, right? You take Trump Brain, and it's almost like double brain. So, the wonderful doctors saved my life, but this is for normal people to regular to below average intelligence. You can't be my level or else you'll die. That I could tell you. It's all on the bottle, believe me. Call now, and in addition to the Trump Brain, you'll get a free MAGA bobblehead with your Trump Brain, and you could look at it, and it'll give you inspiration to start winning and start winning big. Okay? Believe me. So look, the feds are after me, but I'm staying strong, and in part that's because I have a Trump Brain, right? And I passed it down to my children and my grandchildren, that great Trump Brain. And, it's not easy, okay? But I'm still winning. And you got the New York District Attorney, they're trying to sue me, and that's not working. They try to take down the people around me. I've been treated so unfairly. And you've got real criminals out there running rampant, running the streets like it's Grand Theft Auto in real life, like Nancy Pelosi's husband, The guy is driving down the street, picking up hookers, running people over. Booze, they gave him a breathalyzer test. It broke the machine, okay? Broke the machine. This is a sick guy. And look, they just convicted him, right? They just convicted him. And frankly, I think, and he knows this, I think he's better off in jail than with crazy Nancy. I mean, Nancy's a total psycho. I think the guy's relieved, to be honest. I mean, as much as I was treated so unfairly and I was so disgracefully put out of office, I said, at least I don't have to see crazy Nancy every single day. Okay, so really, let's have a moment of silence for Paul Pelosi and, the fact that his life was taken away by that crazy psycho bitch. Hang on. There we go. That's for you, Paul. Best of luck. So, look, the other night, I'm asleep at home at Mar-a-Lago in my beautiful bed next to my gorgeous wife, Melania, and the alarm goes off, okay? So I wake up and I'm like, oh, what is this, another raid? And the Secret Service comes running in. They say, Mr. Trump, are you okay? And I say, yeah. They say, is anything wrong? And I'm like, no, I'm fine. So then I get back to bed. And then I start to hear this rustling like sound, right? Like in the bushes. So I wake back up and Melania goes, go get the Secret Service. And I'm like, no, I'm going to handle this myself. So I go over to my terrace, my gorgeous, beautiful terrace like you've never seen. And I open the door and I see in the bushes, first what hits me is the smell, right? Frankly, just the pure stench hits me. And it's a smell, if you're a New Yorker, you smell like a homeless person or something. It's rancid. So I look over and I see a guy unshaven, ratty clothes, holes all in them, food stains all over. And it's Mike Pence. It's my old VP, Mike Pence. And I'm like, Mike, what the hell are you doing here? And he just looks up and he goes, Donald, can I borrow $20? And I go, $20? What the hell do you need $20 for? And he breaks down and he opens up and he's like, well, I'm addicted to pills now. You may have heard I was living in a tent in Austin, Texas. Well, I was trying to get back on my feet, but then I fell into this horrible pill addiction, right? Nobody likes me after I betrayed you. So I feel bad, right? And I think about it. And look, unlike Mike, look, I'm a vengeful guy, okay? But unlike Mike, I'm a Christian person. So I think about it and I think, what would Jesus do? And I look into my pocket and I give him $23.48. And I say, Mike, best of luck. Well, I wake up the next morning. He's sitting on the front stoop, right? So I let him in, right? Melania makes him breakfast, Captain Crunch. By the way, he likes Captain Crunch with water, right? What a freak. So anyways, I talk to him and he says, please, can you get me a job? Can I work at Mar-a-Lago? And I look around, I'm like, I can't trust you here, okay? But I got him a job at 7-Eleven. I reached out to my good pal Abdul, runs a string of 7-Elevens, okay? Abdul and me go way back, worked for me as a blackjack dealer at the Trump Taj Mahal back in the 80s in Atlantic City. He worked his way up because, look, he was loyal. Unlike Mike Judas Pence, Abdul was loyal, and now he owns a bunch of 7-Elevens. And look, I know 7-Eleven, okay? Okay? We do deals with the taquito people, okay? And the chicken wings and the pizza. That pizza is actually very underrated, okay? People think, oh, 7-Eleven pizza. No, 7-Eleven pizza is actually better than a lot of places in New York. That I can tell you. But anyways, so I get Mike a job at 7-Eleven, and Abdul says, thank you so much. Thank you for hooking me up with, wow, it's like I had to have a former vice president working here. Well, 3 days later, I get a call from Abdul, 3 in the afternoon. Mr. Trump, I need you to come down here. I got to talk to you face to face. So I say, okay, what the hell's going on? So I go to 7-Eleven. He goes, Pence came in with a gun and robbed the register and said, oh, I'm so sorry, I ran away crying. He said, I need to get more pills. And he said, and this is a good guy because he said, if your former vice president's in the news for robbing a 7-Eleven, it's not going to look good for you. So once again, loyal Abdul, help me out. But he goes, we got to find Mike, right? We got to find Mike. So I start a search party. We're looking all around the Tampa, Florida area for Mike. I walk past strip club, right? And I see Mike in the strip club, and I'm like, what happened to this Christian guy, right? Calling his wife mother, can't be around women. He's in the strip club, and he's doing cocaine off the stripper's breasts, okay? I couldn't believe it. It was such a disgrace. And I said, Mike, you need to clean yourself up. You can't be in here doing that sort of thing off the stripper's breasts. It's not good. And he breaks down. He says, I'm so sorry I betrayed you. And I'm like, well, look, this is what happens when people betray me. This is what happens when you betray Trump, okay? Because, look, I got what Kanye called the dragon energy. It's a force field. And if you go against me, you're going to go down. And you're going to go down fast and hard. That's why you got Sleepy Joe falling off bikes, okay? It's not good. So anyways, we get Mike into rehab, but then Mike escapes. Mike Pence escapes the rehab. And then Abdul calls me again, and he goes, Mike kidnapped my daughter. I go, Mike kidnapped your daughter? Yeah, and he left a ransom note. He said, I need more of that 7-Eleven money, or I'm going to kill your daughter. So now I'm like, okay, I know some people, very high up people in the CIA. They're very secretive. They're not going to let the cat out of the bag. So they come over, and we're all sitting around plotting. I've got Rudy Giuliani there. I've got Eric and Don Jr., and we're all plotting. And like, we got to find Mike. We got to find Mike, and we got to get Abdul's daughter, because this guy has been nothing but good to me, right? So, the FBI people do what they do. They track down the phones, bing, bang, boom, and they locate Mike under a bridge outside of Orlando, okay? And we get Mike. Luckily, they saved the daughter. She was so thankful. Luckily, she wasn't harmed sexually. I mean, this guy's a madman. If I would have known this, I would have never made him my vice president, okay? That's why Kanye, next time, believe me, put it in the bank. Kanye, VP, gonna be huge, okay? That's a loyal guy. And he's a little crazy like me, but he's the good crazy, not bad crazy like kidnapping women, robbing 7-Elevens, and living in a tent in Austin, Texas. Kanye would never live in a tent, okay? I mean, I heard he might want to move to Mars, or he's making these space things for the homeless in LA. Such a humanitarian, just like me. But look, in closing, because I'm a Christian person, I spared Mike's life, but I said, Mike, if you cross me again, you're going down, and you're going to go down hard. So, in closing, remember to forgive but not forget, and you got to love thy neighbor, okay? It took me a long time to realize that, but I'm realizing, and because you need friends, right? In this cold, hard business of Manhattan real estate and politics in Washington, you can't burn every bridge because you need to keep some friends. So, in closing, be vigilant, be smart, read the 48 Laws of Power, and never, ever trust Mike Pence. Thank you and good night.